Transitions, Unit 2-4. Present simple verse, progressive tense. Present simple verse, progressive tense. What do you do? I work at a factory, but I'm looking for another job. Again, what do you do? Which means what is your job? I work at a factory, but I'm looking for another job. Some verbs, which are non-action verbs, are not used in progressive tenses. So they are called verbs of sense and feeling. Number one, I understand the lesson. You can say this, but you cannot say, I am understanding the lesson. Number two, you can say, I want a tuna fish sandwich, but you cannot say, I am wanting a tuna fish sandwich. Number three, you can say, I have a car, but you cannot say, I'm having a car. But when have means eat, you can say, I am having a tuna sandwich. Sandwich. So when have means to eat, you can use have in a progressive tense. The verbs like hear, believe, be, own, see, think, exist, possess, understand, know, belong, prefer, hate, love, need, like, want, forget, cost, they cannot be used in progressive tenses. So they are called verbs of sense and feeling or non-action verbs. In simple present tense, the final s in a verb has two sounds, one z, one s. Number one, after voiced sounds, the final s is pronounced z. Drive, s, drives, drives. Fall, s, falls. Rain, s, rains. So these are all voiced, and after voiced ending, s sounds z. But after voiceless sounds, the final s is pronounced s. Sleep, s, sleeps, sleeps. And write, s, write. Write, write. And laugh, s, laughs, laughs. So P, T, and F, they are voiceless. And after voiceless sounds, the final S is pronounced S. Just remember, the simple present expresses habits and daily activities. The present progressive expresses an activity that is in progress at the time the speaker is saying the sentence. One more time. The simple present expresses habits and daily activities. The present progressive expresses an activity that is in progress at the time the speaker is saying the sentence. They work at a factory. This is their job. It's their daily routine. They are working at a factory now. At the moment, the speaker is saying the sentence. Negative. They do not or they don't work at a factory. They are not working at a factory or they aren't. They aren't working at a factory. Interrogative. Do they work at a factory? Are they working at a factory? So they both are yes, no questions. The end goes up. Hello, David. What does your father do? He's a teacher. He teaches English. What does he do on weekends? He fixes cars. He must be fixing your car now. What does your mom do? She's a teacher too. She teaches math. What does your mom do on weekends? She runs on weekends. She must be running now. What does your brother do? He doesn't have a job. He must be sleeping now. Your family is quite interesting. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Hello, David. What does your father do? So, what is his job? What does your father do? He's a teacher. He teaches. So, this teaches is this sound. He teaches English. What does? What does he do on weekends? He fixes. He fixes cars. He must be fixing a car now. What does your mom do? She's a teacher too. So her job is teaching. She teaches math. What does your mom do on weekends? She runs on weekends. So this S sounds pronounced as Z. She runs on weekends. She must be running now. What does your brother do? He doesn't have a job. He must be sleeping now. Your family is quite interesting.